headline today is a coalition of power, principle, and public life. We're tracking the moment where political ambition meets the court, where traditional values challenge human rights, and where global stability hinges on a single vote in Washington. This is a global news update on top Accolade News. The headlines: Kazakhstan moves to ban LGBT propaganda online and in media. Turkey's opposition leader charged with 142 offenses. Asian stock rise on optimism over U.S. shutdown resolution. Colombia halts intelligence sharing with U.S. Our first story takes us to Central Asia, where the battle for traditional values is being fought online. Kazakhstan lower house of parliament has passed a law prohibiting LGBT propaganda in the media and online, imposing fines for violation and up to 10 days in jail for repeat offenders, with the bill now headed to the Senate for approval. The legislation is justified by officials as a measure to protect children and uphold traditional values, despite warning from international rights groups that it violates Kazakhstan's human rights obligations. In a country where legal protection exists, but societal attitude remains conservative, this law threatens to turn freedom of expression into a crime, making private lives subject to public policing. From Central Asia to the crossroads of Europe and the Middle East, Turkey's political storm is intensifying. Istanbul Mayor Ekrem Imamoglu, a leading opposition figure and potential 2028 presidential candidate, has been charged with 142 corruption offenses alongside 401 others, carrying potential prison terms of 828 to 2,352 years, prosecutors says. Imamoglu, a pre-trial custody since March, is accused of bribery, money laundering, fraud, and espionage, with alleged losses to the state estimated at 160 billion lira. He and his Republican People's Party deny wrongdoing, calling the charges politically motivated to block his presidential ambitions, while protests and police crackdown have marked his detention. In Turkey's fraught political climate, the courtroom has become a battleground where justice and power blur, and Imamoglu's fate may signal whether dissent can survive the presidency of Erdogan. Now let's look at how power plays in Washington reverberate across global markets. Asian markets gain on Wednesday as investors welcome the U.S. Senate's approval of a bill to end the longest federal shutdown in history, with the House of Representatives expected to vote soon. MSCI's Asia Pacific Index rose 0.4%, while Taiwan and Japan's Topix indexes led regional gains. Traders also focus on weak ADP job data, fueling expectations for the Federal Reserve easing. With markets navigating between short-term uncertainty and strong fundamentals, the rally showed that even in turbulence, investor confidence can find a foothold. A new rift has opened between two key allies in the fight against drug trafficking. Colombian President Gustavo Petro has suspended all intelligence cooperation with U.S. security agencies in protest against President Donald Trump's ongoing missile attack on boats in the Caribbean, which have killed at least 75 people. Petro, who has accused Washington of committing war crimes, said the freeze would last as long as the strikes continue, adding that one Colombian fisherman was among the victims. The move comes amid deepening tensions after U.S. sanctions on Petro's government and the arrival of the Gerald R carrier strike group in the region. In Petro's word, the message was unmistakable. Colombia will not trade its sovereignty for silence. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. We turn now to a somber story of service and sacrifice on the Turkish border. A Turkish C-130 military cargo plane crashed after taking off from Azerbaijan en route to Turkey, killing all 20 soldiers on board, Ankara's defense ministry confirmed. The wreckage was located on the Georgia-Azerbaijan border, where joint teams began investigations early on Wednesday. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan expressed condolences and discussed the tragedy with Azerbaijani and Georgian leaders, while global messages of solidarity poured in. The loss striking at the heart of Turkey's armed forces is a somber reminder that even in peace, the price of service can be ultimate. From human loss to the fight for survival on the planet, dozens of indigenous protesters stormed the COP30 climate summit venue in Brazil, clashing with security guards as they demanded protection for ancestral land and stronger climate commitment. The confrontation left 2 guards injured and prompted a temporary lockdown as UN and Brazilian authorities restored order. Leaders called for an end to agribusiness and illegal mining, insisting indigenous voices be heard in climate talks. In the heart of the Amazon, where the planet's lungs still breathe, the protest was a cry not of anger, but of survival. Shifting to culture and social media. TikTok influencer Brittany Miller, known for lifestyle and food content to 3.5 million followers.
If I could go back and change what I did, I would do it in a heartbeat. It was one stupid sentence that I said almost a decade ago.
Has apologized for admitting she lied about being diagnosed with gastric cancer in 2017. The 29-year-old said the false claim, which circulated alongside a fundraising page, stemmed from a period of severe mental health struggles and was never intended as a scam. She shut down the donation page immediately and did not take any money. Miller emphasized she has grown from the experience and expressed remorse for trivializing the impact of cancer. In the age of social media, her story is a stark reminder that viral attention can magnify personal mistakes into public reckoning. And finally, the world of sports. Former NFL star Antonio Brown pleaded not guilty on Tuesday to second-degree attempted murder in Miami, stemming from a May 17 incident outside a celebrity boxing event in which he was allegedly seen carrying a pistol before gunshots were fired. Brown, a 4-time All-Pro wide receiver, was arrested in Dubai after evading U.S. authorities since June, where a warrant was issued. His attorney insists Brown acted in self-defense and was requested a jury trial. For a player whose career dazzled on the field, Brown now faces it, that fame cannot shield one from the law. Tonight, Parliament's silence planes fall and influencers confess, yet markets rise beyond the bodies are cold. In a world this loud, the human heartbeat is still the only story that matters. For Top Accolade News, I'm Jeremy Okocha. Do have a wonderful day and keep watching the global news updates on Top Accolade News.